Hello Jamie, hello everyone, really enjoying the show. So what are my hopes for Cheltenham in the races away from the Grade 1s and the more obvious events? Well, I've got about 4 or 5 names. I'm not absolutely sure where they're going to run at this stage, but 4 or 5 names that maybe are worth a second look. The first one is an obvious one, not in a handicap actually, but in the National Hunt Chase. I really believe that OK Corral will take all the beating. He is basically a monster of a horse who, if he wasn't so big and hadn't been so difficult to train, he could even be a Gold Cup animal, I suspect. I think he's that talented. And when you have a horse like that running in the National Hunt Chase, who's not sort of a massively short price, although he is a relatively short price favourite, I think you have to take a second look. He was hugely impressive at Warwick last time. And I just think he's a monster of a horse, OK Corral. And as I say, in a different world, maybe he could be even a Gold Cup horse rather than National Hunt horse. Elsewhere in the handicaps, I think Mr. Whitaker of Mick Shannon's stable is certainly a horse to look out for. Going to be double digits in whatever handicap he goes for, but he goes well at Cheltenham, he jumps soundly. And while he wouldn't be one with tons in hand on the ratings, I just think he'll run a solid race wherever he goes. So I'm going to have a second look at Mr. Whitaker. In the county hurdle, I'm not giving up on Charles Burns's Wonderleash. Now, I was at Fairyhouse back a few months ago when Wonderleash absolutely came there on the snaff under Davy Russell and quickened up as if it was Frankel in the closing stages. Not everything has gone right for Wonderleash since then, but I just have a feeling that he will be revved up for Cheltenham, and he has a telling turn of pace, and you know Davy Russell will be on board for Charles Burns if the horse is fancied, and it's just the typical Davy Russell ride, a horse who'll just sit out the back, cruise round, and if he's good enough, come with a real turn of foot. So I'm not giving up on Wonderleash. I think Getaway Trump is a very fair each-way bet in the county hurdle. Actually, I should say the Coral Cup. Coral Cup for Getaway Trump. A promising novice, hasn't done an awful lot long against some really good horses this season. I think he's definitely worth a second look. And the other horse, and I've no idea where he's going to run. He's got about 6 entries at the moment, but he's owned by Rich Ritchie, and the horse is called Live, Love, Laugh. I just have a feeling that Live, Love, Laugh might run a big race at the Cheltenham Festival this time around. So it's just a few names into the mix. No massive form lines as far as races, because I'm not absolutely sure where they're all going to run, but I think some of those at least should run big races at the Cheltenham Festival 2019 and are at least food for thought.
Jamie, shall we start with yours? You picked out 3 for us.
Yeah, Riders in the Storm was one who yesterday was really important, more important for some horses than others to try and assess what they were going to go to war with, and that was just one where we talked a lot about the profiles, about the trends, about what you look for, and where that horse has been and where he's going is really significant. And a mark of 140 yesterday, I thought that might be nearer 150 because of what he'd done. 3rd in a Grade 1 and who he beat last time in Impact Factor. Brothers. You like one of the Close Brothers as well, though, don't you?
I did. I've gone for A Plus Tard, who's a horse of Henry de Bromhead's, yeah, whose form ties in very closely with one of the ones Mick's flagged up, actually. He beat Duc de Genevieve's in his 2nd start in the UK since coming over from France. That form is looking really good. There's several horses in there that have gone on to win. Midnight Stroll, I think, was in there, and Expatriate, who Mick's put in. So the form of that race has worked out really well. He was favourite to go on and win last time out and was maybe a little bit disappointing, but the horse that beat him that day had gone on to finish in behind Le Bagois, maybe didn't perform up to his level that day. So I think if we can forgive him that, he's got an excellent chance. He gets in off 140. There's no reason really at first time at Cheltenham why he shouldn't handle it, and I just think he could go well in the Cheveley Park colours and the Brown Advisory plate.
I mean, this is a bit of a flyer, but Calondra of Neil Mulholland's, he's won 2 big handicaps since the turn of the year, with Impulsive Star and with Walt at the weekend. Calondra was vying for favouritism in the Bet Victor Gold Cup back in the autumn, fell there, and then ran just a week later, but been freshened up since then. And if you watch Calondra in any of his races, he just got Cheltenham winner written all over him. And he did beat Kustar Civilar around there at one stage last season. So Calondra at a bigger price, coming in fresh, but I think that might suit him.